Do a thought experiment with me. Imagine if Cardano flipped Ethereum. What would that mean for Cardano holders? What would that mean for the price of Cardano, ADA, or the market cap of this project? Well, think of it this way. Imagine Cardano is like a new kid in school trying to become as popular as Ethereum, which is currently class president in the world of cryptocurrencies. Here's what could happen if Cardano manages to catch up or even overtake Ethereum and how much it's used and accepted. Right now, Ethereum has a much bigger market cap than Cardano. The market cap is like the total amount of money everyone would spend if they bought all the coins in one go. Now, if Cardano were to reach or exceed Ethereum's level of adoption, its market cap would have to grow a lot. For example, if Ethereum's market cap is around $320 billion and Cardano's is currently around $44 billion, Cardano would need to increase its market cap by many times to match Ethereum. Now, the price per ADA, let's say Cardano's current price is $1.23, and there are around 36 billion ADA in circulation. To match Ethereum's market cap, each ADA would need to be worth a lot more. If Cardano would have a market cap of 320 billion, like Ethereum, each ADA would have to be worth around $8.89, assuming no more ADA were created. If Cardano actually exceeded Ethereum's adoption, the price would go even higher, potentially hitting $10 or more per ADA, which would mean a market cap of over 360 billion. Now, don't forget, there's a possibility of 45 billion coins, so the price would be a little bit lower than that, but just think $10 per coin would put you at a max value of $450 billion, about a little under 10 times what it is right now. Now, we think about this a little bit more. If more people start using Cardano for things like smart contracts, digital agreements, NFTs, that's unique digital items, then they can be other things than Bored Apes, or DeFi, like digital banks without a central authority. Very appealing idea to a lot of people. This can make ADA more valuable. Now, Cardano claims to be more scalable, secure, and energy efficient than Ethereum. If these claims hold true and people start to prefer Cardano's system, this could boost its adoption, especially when we try to think about the energy consumption. Now, of course, Ethereum has gone from proof of work to kind of a proof of stake type operation, but honestly, Cardano has been there all along. Now, as far as market sentiment goes, if everyone starts to believe Cardano will be the next big thing, the demand for ADA will skyrocket. This pushes up the price and the market cap. As far as competition goes, Ethereum isn't standing still. It's also improving. If Ethereum keeps getting better, or if other platforms like Solana continue to gain ground, Cardano might struggle to catch up. Honestly, Solana's been a lot of competition because it's an easy place to build meme coins and that sort of thing on, so it's getting a lot of use. But it also has a reputation for going fast and breaking things. Their words, not mine. Now, as far as adoption hurdles go, even if Cardano has better tech, it needs developers to build on it and users to use these applications. And if this doesn't happen, the growth in price and market cap could be limited. We're starting to see people warm up to Cardano, though. You're starting to see more projects come online, very beginning stages. And then we talk about market volatility. Well, the crypto market is like a roller coaster. And even with great adoption, if the whole market goes down, so could Cardano's price. We'll have to be well aware of this. Now, in summary, if Cardano were to match or exceed Ethereum's in use, we could see its market cap jump from billions to hundreds of billions of dollars, with each ADA potentially worth much more. However, this would depend on Cardano proving itself in real-world applications and gaining a stronger developer and user community and navigating the tricky waters of the crypto market. But just like in school, becoming popular can take a lot more than just winning it. It takes effort, proof, and capability, and sometimes a bit of luck. And that's what we're looking for with Cardano. Now, I want to go ahead and take a look at a best case scenario. What if Cardano would have flipped Ethereum, and then we would see this tokenization of the world's assets, like people have been talking about for so long? What could that mean for the price of Cardano? Now, I went to that fortress of knowledge called Grok, and I asked them to do a thought experiment. I said, there's a current goal of tokenizing the world's assets on the blockchain, and do a thought experiment for me in which the blockchain used for this is Cardano. and then estimate the token price and market cap of ADA under those conditions. So we're assuming that ADA is flipped with Ethereum. They're the number one blockchain for doing your contracts and all that sort of thing, storing data, whatnot. And what kind of price could we be looking at if we've got to that point down the road, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is, where we've tokenized the assets of the globe, or the majority of the assets, which I think that's what we're headed for. Well, this is what Grok had to say about it. It said, let's engage in a thought experiment where Cardano becomes the blockchain of choice for tokenizing all the world's assets. Here's how this could impact Cardano's token price and market cap. It says a scenario: global asset tokenization on Cardano, increased utility and demand for ADA. Tokenization of assets: if all real-world assets like real estate, art, securities, commodities, etc. were tokenized on Cardano, the utility of ADA would skyrocket. ADA would be used for transaction fees, governance, and as the native currency for smart contracts facilitating these tokenized assets. Liquidity and accessibility, it says. Tokenization would make assets more liquid and accessible, attracting a vast number of new users to the Cardano ecosystem. This would increase the demand for ADA, as users would need to participate in this market. Just think what this could do for the car market. You go to buy a car, you're not waiting around for a title at a used car dealership somewhere. The title is on your phone, on the Cardano blockchain. Wouldn't that be a better system than what we have right now? And this applies to so many different things. It says DeFi ecosystem expansion. With assets on Cardano, DeFi decentralized applications would see exponential growth. This would mean more staking, lending, borrowing, and yield farming, all of which would increase the demand for ADA. Now, under smart contract usage, it says Cardano's smart contract platform would be utilized to manage these assets, further driving the need for ADA, because you got to use ADA to process the contracts. Institutional adoption. Big players entering. Banks, governments, and corporations might start using Cardano for asset management, which could stabilize and increase ADA's value due to the scale of these operations and the trust they bring. Think about the meetings that Charles Hoskinson has been having in Washington, D.C. with the incoming administration. Been talking about even using Cardano to keep track of the vote. Imagine that. Everything locked on the blockchain. There'd be no question about the validity of somebody's vote. Your vote would be locked onto the blockchain just the way you put it there. It couldn't be messed with. It couldn't be flipped or changed or lost or anything else. And we could make sure that only the people that were supposed to be voting were voting. Total security. Network effects and developer activity says increased developer activity. More projects would be built on Cardano, leading to a richer ecosystem, which typically correlates with higher token prices. I mean, just imagine this thing. Once this snowball effect takes over, where people are seeing more and more use cases for Cardano, you're going to see more and more projects, more chances to 10x, 100x, 1,000x your investments, my opinion, not advice. Network effects. As more assets are tokenized, the value of being a part of this network would grow, creating a positive feedback loop for ADA's price. Yeah, just imagine you want to buy something, you want the title for it right then and there when you buy it. As soon as you exchange your cash or crypto for it or whatever, who's not going to want that? Estimated impact on ADA price and market cap. Here's the good part. Now, current market cap and price, as of my last update, Grok tells me, is Cardano's ADA had a market cap of around $44 billion with a price around $1.23 per ADA. I believe that they're counting the 35 million tokens that are currently in circulation. But as I understand it, there's a possibility of 45 billion being released over the whole time that ADA exists. Hypothetical market cap growth, it says, conservative estimate. If we look at current trends and predictions for tokenized assets, even a conservative estimate might place the value of tokenized assets in the trillions. Well, think about all the money that's out there. GDP of 100 trillion or something. Of course, if Cardano captures 10% of a $10 trillion tokenized asset market, I think that's actually a fraction of what's there. That would mean an additional $1 trillion in market cap for Cardano's ecosystem. Assuming ADA retains its current circulating price, this would result in a price of around $27.78 per ADA, leading to a market cap of around $1 trillion. There was a time when nobody could have imagined Bitcoin at $1 trillion market cap. Optimistic estimates, it says, in a more recent optimistic scenario where Cardano becomes the dominant platform for asset tokenization, capturing 20% of a $1 trillion market. The market cap would approach $2 trillion, pushing the price of ADA to roughly $55.56 per ADA. Well, what if the market cap was way higher than that? Given the scale of global assets and the increased utility of ADA, the price could easily exceed current levels by multiples of potentially $30 to $60 or more, depending on adoption rates and market sentiment. Market cap, it says, the market cap will likely see a similar exponential growth, potentially hitting between $1 to $2 trillion. What are we at now? It said around 45 billion, or even higher if the tokenization process significantly surpasses current expectations. This thought experiment assumes ideal conditions where Cardano successfully manages the technological, regulatory, and competitive challenges. It's a speculative scenario, but it illustrates the potential ceiling for Cardano if it were to become a blockchain for global asset tokenization. Remember, this is theoretical, and real-world outcomes could depend on many variables, including technological adoption, regulatory environments, and the competition from other blockchain platforms. That's what Grok tells us. I want to put this in context a little bit. Grok gave us potential assets to be recorded on the blockchain at around 10 trillion. I went ahead and asked it, how many assets are there in the whole world? I mean, what is the true value? Well, it says the total value of all the world's recorded assets is a complex figure to pin down because it includes various types of assets like financial, real, and intangible assets. Here's an overview. It tells us, according to recent reports, the value of global financial assets, including stocks, bonds, and cash, so let's just look at those, $461.2 trillion in 2022. Real assets, which include real estate and other tangible properties, were estimated at $379.7 trillion. Total wealth. Combining these, the total net global wealth, which accounts for both financial and non-financial assets, was reported to be $454.4 trillion. However, other sources mention figures like $431 trillion. Now we have broader estimates. It says some posts on X have suggested even higher figures, which claims a total of global assets nearing around $900 trillion, though these figures might include speculative or less formal assets. Let's just go with the conservative stuff here, 430 trillion. They based the price of 55 to 60 bucks on 10 trillion. That's 40x. So you're looking at, if this thing goes global and Cardano is used to start being the blockchain for these assets, and I think it could be a global thing. What's the max value? It's a lot higher than 60 bucks. It could be a couple thousand. I mean, if you just do the math on it, 40x times the original 60. So these are the crazy things we're looking at. Could it go to zero tomorrow? No, probably not tomorrow, but yeah, it could go to zero. The whole thing could fall apart and you could end up with nothing. But what if you just had a little money to put aside in a project like Cardano or whatever other one you like, money you can afford to lose? But what happens if that black swan event happens? And during one of these meetings somewhere, somebody gets the idea to start tokenizing things on the blockchain, and they decide that the most secure blockchain out there is Cardano. And then you get some big players involved. Maybe you get a government involved. You know, Cardano's already been over to Africa tokenizing things like university degrees, educational records. They've done the test drive on this thing. That's why I'm so pumped on Cardano. That's why I'm asking the question, what happens when Cardano flips Ethereum? And what happens when Cardano flips the world? Until next time, this is Cardano News Now. Out of here.